welcome everybody to Dublin, which is my home city. So I've known Brian for a long time, and I've never seen him quite that angry. So that's clearly he has issues with that particular incident. So just a quick show of hands: how many of you have been at a conversions event with us before today? Yeah, so nearly half of you. So you're very welcome back. And to those of you who are brand new and who haven't been here, a big Céad Míle Fáilte. So welcome to Google's headquarters here in EMEA. And over the next 2 days, we are your hosts as you look to learn from our brightest and best talents across UX from our global teams. And so I'm really excited that this is our 10th conversions event. And actually, when the team started talking to me about it, we started reflecting on so much has changed since 2013. In 2013, I had just set up my own business, a health insurance company. And in my team, I had a team of marketing people, and then I had my mobile designers, and neither of the two of them could figure out how to talk to each other. So the marketing people believed they owned the customer, and the user experience team tried to make them understand why actual great usability was key. And I'm sure many of you in the room get to experience that every day, as many of the customers that I speak with across Central Europe constantly talk to us about. And bridging that all of those business requirements and bringing them together is a key part of your role. But 10 events ago, so let me just talk about 2013. So the number of smartphone users, of people who were online via a smartphone in 2013 was 1.8 billion. Today, it is over 4 billion. So that is more than doubled the number of people who access the internet through the smartphone. All of those are your customers, and all of those are your potential customers. The best phone size in 2013 was 4.5 inches. It is now nearly 50% bigger at 6.2 inches. And so if we actually think about that and the impact that that has on usability, it's quite interesting. And again, 2013, there was no Slack. Tinder had just kicked off its swipe right, swipe left. There was no Alexa, there was no Google Home. And so all of the new elements of user design that we're in Google trying to figure out now were just in there, were just a thought process. Again, I'm really excited, as I said, that the team has evolved the theme of this event from increasing mobile conversions or increasing mobile site speed to actually putting users first. And because the reality of that, even here in Google, where putting users first is our North Star. It is the thing that we will think about a lot, right from our engineering teams through to our sales teams. And are we doing the right thing for the long term for our users? And it is a great question to be able to ask yourself when you are in a series of prioritization or business planning, which no doubt many of you are starting to kick off for next year. Because you can make decisions for right now, and they will not optimize towards your company's North Star. And so again, as I say, Brian mentioned it, but user expectations have changed dramatically and are only increasing. And many of you have been here before, have heard me talk about this, but the user expectations for what brands need to deliver has just become, it's just becoming, they're getting to a point of intolerance of brands and not using brands anymore that cannot deliver against their usability. This is only getting more complicated with new regulation. As we move through the new Payments Services Directive later on this month, for example. So how are we going to continue to bring conversions for our customers and our users? And even users, which user? Which is the most profitable user? Which is the user for today, tomorrow, and for next? And how do we provide them with the right level of personalization? And so over the next 2 days, as we said, we're going to, firstly, the first objective is to promote a user-first culture and talk about the techniques that you can use and deploy in your own organizations. So you'll see brilliant ways to help you grow the users of your brands and of your businesses. You'll hear lots of practical solutions actually about how to do that and how to figure out common pain points across payments, speed, and so forth. The second objective we have, and you'll see this through the sessions and most specifically for tomorrow, is to actually look at really practical examples of how you can look at prioritization within your organizations. There is so much to fix all of the time, and there's so much to be able to design for. What are the areas within your organizations that really have to be deployed against first? And then the third objective, as Brian said, is to learn from each other. Learn from your Google Teams. Our job here is to answer all of your questions. Please do not get on an airplane or train tomorrow without having your questions answered. This is our team's jobs, is to answer your questions. So please do not leave with any question unanswered. It is a really critical time for all of you to lead your organisations into putting customers and users at the heart of your strategies. So have a great time, and I look forward to seeing you all over the next 2 days.